Good morning. It is 20-something degrees outside, and then we're running into a stray dog and two really big dogs wanting to hop the fence, and warming up my truck this morning. I got a busy day today, leaving early. Gotta go back to all those arbitrary materials to make sure we're good for inspection this weekend. So it's gonna be a stressful one today, but it'll work out pretty good if we get it done. I actually got a good amount of sleep last night, and that usually doesn't happen to me. It usually takes me 2 hours to fix my attitude, so feeling pretty good about that. But I'm gonna warm up my truck first, and then get an energy drink, pack a Zen, get my thoughts together, and then I'll probably let you in on some of the action once we get to work. So I'll see you around. All right, so first stop of the day, and they don't have all my material, and the sales rep calls me. Let me turn down this AC. And the sales rep calls me and he says, "Hey, we have everything you need, but they're at 3 different branches." So it's 8:36, and I just left my first supplier, and then I got to go to the Reno store, which is about 15 minutes away, and then the May store, which is about 15 minutes from that, and then 30 minutes to the job site. So having a blast, of course. And I got to pick up some bubble wrap, and if you don't strap it down good, and these bubble wrap rolls are large, then they'll fly off your truck like a kite. So I had to get some straps for that too. But anyways, just a part of my day. It's 8:30, and I got a lot of windshield time, and try to make sure everybody has what they say they have so we can keep going. All right, so we're on our last supply run here, and got this big old thing of bubble wrap, and I just strapped it down, so hopefully it'll stay, but it's bubble wrap, so it'll fly off like a kite. And honestly, my first pack did, so just gonna drive slow and hope that we can make it there. Okay, so we're back at the ground job for the apartment complex, and of course, just as it goes, my bubble wrap made it, so that's awesome. I drove about 25 miles an hour, about 8 miles, so a little tedious, but it's okay. Unfortunately, I didn't catch until I made all my supply stops. So we have 2 6-inch testes here, and if you see, they've got threads on them, right, for you to lock in your test ball. But the test ball is not threaded, so it'll go in and inflate, but it won't seal. So they're gonna switch it out, and I'll show this to you, but that's how we water test, right? So this plug is going to stop water from continuing, so it's gonna stop the whole system here, and then it's gonna fill up the whole system with water. Now what happens then is we make sure the glue joints don't have water seeping out of them, And then once we verify that 120 fixtures do not have a leak, then we're good to go. So anyways, I'm gonna check in with the guys and show you some more stuff later. So my boss just asked me how we're gonna find water, right? And I'm looking over here and we don't have any water stubbed out quite yet, but I wanted to show you guys. So you have your water bases right here, and then this blue line and this blue line, make sure you can see it. This blue line is going to be marking where the water is underground. So in order to get water to fill up all these pipes, he's going to have to take that tractor and dig this up, stub it out, and then bring a garden hose and fill up the pipes, or we can get a a fire hydrant adapter and do the same thing. Now you have to piece it together, so it can be a complex process. But just real quick, when you don't have your water in yet and you got to do it yourself, then that's what you got to do. So we're gonna try our first moving shot. So I told you today was going to be a stressful day. So we have to finish the apartment, right? And now I'm going over to a hotel that we're doing and meeting up with the inspector. My boss called and said she's waiting on me. So I'm getting the fail list. I gotta review it. Bring my tape measure level just in case. And you know, see if we pass this inspection, because like I said on the first video, right? Now ultimately, let me clarify something that I said previously. So I said if we don't pass inspection, we don't get paid, right? Well, I have a very strong background for residential construction, and in those cases, right, you have jobs that take 1 to 3 days, versus the big apartment, it can take, I think we're on track for 2 weeks, right? So when you include your payroll, materials, you know, you got to cover all that. So normally in commercial, okay, well, it didn't work, but that's okay, I can cut it. Normally in commercial, they do the money draws differently, which is progress instead of permit, because, you know, I'm really only guessing because this isn't my job, this is my W-2 supervisor, you know. This could be a $60,000 ground, right? So if you own the company, you know, you better have 60 grand in the bank. You know, make sure that you can wait and hold, because a lot of these clients, you know, they want to pay 30 days out anyways. And then, like I said, in the world of residential, where you're doing 1 to 3 day turns instead of 2 week turns, it is almost always based on passing the inspection. So just a little bit of clarification. I'll follow back with you guys. I don't think I'm gonna film the inspection itself. You know, they're rule followers, they're squares. That's what they get paid to do. So it's not a big deal to me, and I'll let you guys know. How's it going, guys? Just did my inspection walkthrough. I took a lot of heat today for something that really wasn't my responsibility, and that's okay, because we're about to do a monologue about responsibility. So first, let me break down what failed in the inspection, word for word, and we'll keep going. All right, has been rejected. 2 drinking fountains, roof hydrant, grease interceptor, floor drains, and 5 silcocks need fees. 4th floor, dishwasher drain hose must be secured. Water closets lack required clearance from vanities. Ice makers in common area not installed. Exposed floor drains, install trap seal protections. Tub spout is loose and needs sealed. And honestly, it just keeps going and going. So I show up, and first and foremost, the inspector is not happy, right? Because there's 94 rooms, and they have to go to each one of them, make sure the water's not crossed. She likes to take all her measurements. I mean, that's what they get paid to do, right? Ultimately, they're just good at their job. So now let's talk about the responsibility side. So on that ground project, I'm not sure we're gonna meet our deadline. Right now, you have your boss, you have the project manager on the job, the GC, you have the inspectors, and then you have the workers. And you know, it's so easy to sit in the truck until you have to get delegated by some, and then delegate to others, and then try to filter all the communication in a healthy way, right? Because somebody may be in a bad mood. Maybe boss's expectations are higher than the job's reality, you know, and the guys have been shoveling all day, and it's like, hey, we need to get done today. It's like, am I gonna shovel until dawn, you know? And then it's usually, you know, in some instances, it's sent to the middleman to kind of delegate. And so if you bring their complaints up to the boss, right, then that doesn't work, because you're kind of expected to handle it. And same thing, right? If boss gripes, now my boss is really good. This is just an example, you know, I've worked at multiple companies. If the boss gripes about the labor, then, you know, your job is to kind of mediate that as well. So there's pressure involved, but that's what I get paid to do. You know, I love that I'm learning how to do all this, and one day soon I'll be the boss, you know, and it's exciting. My first video, I said I'm starting YouTube to start my business this week. I will admit that I'm nervous, right? I gotta go up to an insurance agent, and then a broker, a bond broker agent, you know, and I'm gonna be out of pocket about $200 a month, right? And I need insurances so that I can sell legitimate contracts. I also bought a piece of land. That's gonna be a big part of the channel soon. You know, I am financing parts of that. You know, maintaining your own bills and everything, you know, you just wonder, how stretched thin will I be? And then, you know, by the time I get approved for my first 20,000 contract, right, like I said, you got to hold your label and material, right? You can't expect to be paid until 30 days after job completion, but your workers need paid, your materials need paid, your inspections need paid, you know, and you can't go to zero. You can't go to zero even then. So it's just reserves. I think that's what brings a lot of people under, is capital management. It's hard. It's hard to make a living. You know, that's why I encourage people to go into the trades. Really, and it's not just the trades, right? I encourage you to do whatever you want to do, but if you're going into the trades, I can bring a lot of value to you. So that's all I have for right now, but we'll keep going. It's about lunchtime. I've been going to the gym for about 12 weeks now, going on 13, and I slacked yesterday. I should have went. I slacked yesterday. So on my lunch, I'm gonna do 30-minute cardio, and then after I get off, which may be late because I still want to get our deadlines in, right? I'm going to do about an hour lift and then another 30 minutes of cardio. So hopefully I'll be in a better mood. My mind will be cleared after my 30 minutes here, and we'll keep going. All right.